Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. How are we doing? Oops. Hello, how's it going? Doing a self check today. My Manic Mondayz, the movies and mental health podcast. I'm your host, CJ Robles. Kind of going through my week as this is the kind of like an interactive vlog, and we're kind of go back throughout my week and see how what I've been up to, checking in on myself. Usually have a guest or usually have someone to talk about with movies related. Last week I had a pretty good week. I had the an episode with Terry Jarrell from Harlow's Haunt. He was on last week's episode, which it was a great little hangout. And where was I going with this? Oh, yeah, sorry. Here you go. So had him on last week, and so we'll go back if you want to get a chance to go back and watch that episode. So he talked about his movie Harlow's Haunt, and how he's getting ready to get shooting it. They're shooting it right now. It was this episode. We kind of hang out. I had him for the Crowd the Fund episode, and it was just such a great episode. I was like, let's keep it going. And his links are to his Indiegogo are still up. It's got 9 days left, so I just wanted to get this out the way, get this shout out, because from he still got the Indiegogo going for Harlow's Haunt. Hey, what's up, Sean Smithson? What's up, my brother? I've been seeing you've been busy lately. Seeing you doing a lot of stuff. Your name's all over the place once in a while here on the Indie Escape pops up. But hey, so welcome, brother. It's a self check, just checking in. It's kind of like the interactive part of the vlog where just kind of just do a little recap of last week. I had a really good week. Actually, I had like a good 2 weeks. I went by fast though. I've had a lot of work, and I've had to do a lot of things. I'm busy all the time, but it's like it's the fruits of the labor are paying off, so it's pretty good to see. But I did want to start off with I started off with Les Brown was the gentleman that I had as the quote of the motivational quote of the evening. I like to just like when you watch other episodes, other shows on the Indie Escape, and you watch like IOU, Independent Outlaws United, with your host Brandon E. Brooks on Friday nights. He has like a quote every time he starts, and I like that because it's always something positive, or it's something to do with the actual with the guest. And I mean, his last episode this past Friday was great with Corey Glover. He was cool. Like, it was just a great, like, down to earth conversation that they had. But I was like, I put these motivations just to kind of help me out, because I like motivation, motivational speeches, and motivational I like listening to those things, because sometimes music, too many like words or too many things that I don't know. Sometimes I don't like listening to like songs. Like, I just want to hear something. And when I was 26 and I started going to counseling, I started to I don't know, YouTube literally suggested maybe you would like these videos, and they're motivational videos. I've talked about them before in the past on the other episodes, but you just YouTube motivational videos, and you'll start hearing a lot of start watching a lot of videos on people that just motivational speakers that just talk, and they tell you, they hear stories, and they share things about their life, or they talk about different people, and how they kind of got where they got, how they got where they needed to be. But I came across Les Brown, and he is a motivational speaker that is let's see. Yes, Corey was awesome, man. It was a cool, yeah. Joe was there. If you guys go back, I'm always like archiving the shows, I mean, Brandon's shows are amazing. I hope one day I'm working my way to get my interviews or my guests. But I like my guests that I've had so far. A lot of my friends, like local people I haven't even never really met, but I get to meet on a regular basis online is great. I'm really digging the new move of the online friendships, or just personalities, getting to know people. But yes, like getting to, like, when you listen to somebody that's been in the business, especially like Corey, and like he's a musician and an actor, and he does a lot of things. You get to really hear like the first, like, through the horse's mouth, I guess how they say it, like first hand experience. It's awesome. So that's always like a great thing. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do. Where are we at? No, we're wrong. I forgot to do the banner. Sorry, Joe. Here we go. Remember, this is the Indie Escape Network, where the creatives unite. So, let me go back to my Les Brown, because I'm also going to go into the creatives unite, and also I have my notes for today's episode. So we got little things we're going with. I was thinking maybe 30-40 minutes, but I got Joe and Sean in the house, so it might go a little bit to an hour. But so the quote that I started with was Les Brown saying, if you aim for the moon, you'll land amongst the stars, which is a beautiful, simple quote that I enjoy. That, like saying that the moon is higher than the stars. So if you aim for the moon and you don't get it, you'll be with the stars. This is the quality or something that you look forward to. But one of the quotes that I really like that he has is this one. I heard this quote somewhere between the ages of between 26, 27, or 28, in that time frame. I heard it, and then I started applying it. And this application really, I started noticing, this is when I started really noticing things change in myself. So it was this quote right here. If you want to keep getting what you're getting, keep doing what you're doing. Very simple quote. Very, very simple quote. If you want to keep getting what you're getting, keep doing what you're doing. For some odd reason, that quote just really, when I heard it, I was like, you know what? That means that whatever I'm doing, I don't like where I'm at. I don't like what's going on with me. How do I fix this? What do I have to do? And then you just start working on yourself. You start figuring things out. And, this is what the whole, media, my Manic movies, my Manic Mondayz, my whole media. I found this through a YouTube channel. Somebody took, they take motivational speeches, they splice them together, and then they put cinematic music in the background. So you hear, it's kind of like hearing Any Given Sunday, like the football movie where they need the comeback speech, or the evil is about to triumph and you need that good guy speech. This is kind of what they're doing with those shows. I mean, with those videos. But I was just listening to them over and over and over again, and you hear these stories. You hear these stories about Les Brown sharing stories about how he got started in broadcasting. He just waited there, and he was waiting because back in the day you had he was a radio host, and he wanted to go on live, but they wouldn't give him a good time slot because there was nothing available. Well, he tells a story about Brock. Brock, that was a radio personality. He would get drunk on the broadcast. Well, one time he got too drunk where he couldn't go, and Les stepped in and just took over, and he was waiting there. And when you hear that story about how he just kind of it's just a funny build up, the way he talks, the way he builds up the story, the way he tells it, the way he's, he rented an office building because he couldn't afford to have a home, or so he would live in the office building, and he would work there, and the landlords would leave him messages like, you can't live here, you can't stay here, and he's like, I'm down on my luck right now, but I'll get there. He also has these stories about Mr. Leroy Washington, how they made him get in front of the class and do morning announcements, and he would be like, I'm not even part of this class, and Mr. Washington would be like, nope, I don't care, get up there, and he would make him do speeches and do the announcements in the class. And he said by the time he got, in the beginning he was horrible. By the time he got to the end, his senior year, he was doing them nonstop, and it was easy for him, and people used to make fun of him. He didn't care because he was good at it. So when you really he was he put him in a tough situation, and he went through it. And I have teachers that have done that to me, and I gotta say, I was annoyed and mad at them at the time, but man, I hated going through it. But I'm glad at the end of it, when you come out of it, you're like, wow, that's really, really good. Sean, what you get here, brother? My favorite quote that goes perfect with that one is, to get what you want, you need to know what you have to give up. Yeah, sacrifice. It's a good one. You have to know what you have to give up. And I'm going to say, yeah, it's if you're doing one thing one way and you have habits, they're going to be a certain way, and you're going to do certain things, and you're not going to, it's hard to change those habits once you get started. And that old saying, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. It's hard to learn, it's hard to do, but it's better attempting than not doing it all. The attempt is always gonna be better than the not, but jumping into it's always more fun. But thanks for sharing that with me, Sean. That's a good quote. To get what you want, you need to know what you need to give up. You have to give up. And that's powerful, man. So with Les Brown, I have these stories, and also I just have a little thing where they have a little note here where he's a twin, and his brother's name is Wesley, and he's Leslie, and the way they would call him the dumb twin, and he said he don't like hearing that, so he worked on himself, And then what do you call it? But yeah, that being said, like I would hear these motivational speeches, and they'd really like help me out. Like I would really be part of like understanding just I don't know. I guess because I escape in the movies, I escape in the media, I escape in everything, and everything that I always I don't know. I just it's a good way for me to balance myself. And what was I doing? Because what was I gonna talk about? All right. Anyways, let's keep trucking. So how was everyone's weekend? We had a Mother's Day weekend. We had Sunday yesterday was Mother's Day. Hope everybody had a happy Mother's Day that they could. But I can't celebrate it just yet. We celebrated with the mothers in America. My mom's from Mexico, so they do Mother's Day on the 10th of Tuesday, so it's tomorrow. So for an ordinance for Mother's Day, I decided to pick a movie for tomorrow. I'm gonna watch for my Manic movies, and it's going to be. Oh, okay. Hold on 1 second, because I have to have this up and running real quick. I want to make sure I have the perfect description of the movies I'm about to put. So let's see. Here we go, and there it is. All right. So we're going to do. I don't have any water. I'm parched right now already. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So without further ado, tomorrow for Dia de la Madres, we're gonna do Serial Mom. I'm gonna watch this one on we're gonna talk about it on my Manic movies. So in case you don't know about Serial Mom, it's a 1994 rated R, 1 hour 35 minutes. It is a comedy crime thriller. She's the perfect all-American parent, a great cook, a homemaker, a devoted recycler, and a woman who literally killed to keep her children happy. This movie is directed and written by John Waters. It stars Kathleen Turner, Sam Waterston, and Ricky Lake. And if you can see it, in the gentleman in the middle is a Matthew Lillard. So young Matthew Lillard. But I wanted to say that I'm watching this movie tomorrow for Dia de la Madres, since it's Mother's Day, and a mother's love, like a Pamela Voorhees, because it goes real deep. So it's always fun to have to see what the other side of a perfect mom is like, that dark side. But John Waters, like, that guy's, his mind is amazing. We come up with this movie. It's a great movie. And also for Mother's Day, I was gonna do. Let's see. Let me get this going real quick. So there's another movie I'm gonna watch tonight for I guess for my version of it's just a movie I want to watch, and it reminds me of my mom, but it's Aaron Brockovich. Have anybody seen this one? This is Aaron Brockovich, 2000, rated R, 2 hours and 11 minutes. Biography drama. An unemployed single mother becomes a legal assistant and almost single-handedly brings down California Power Company accused of polluting a city's water supply. Director Steven Soderbergh, writer Susan Grant, stars Julia Roberts, Albert Finney, and David Brisbane. And Albert Finney is one of my favorite actors, so that's pretty. But this is a great movie. Aaron Brockovich, I like it. It's a great one. Reminds me of my mother. Reminds me of what a mom. When you're a kid and you watch your mom like kicking ass, you're like, oh crap, that's what she's doing. That's how you watch. That's how you handle business, I guess, in other words. But this is a great portrayal by Julia Roberts. I believe she won. Yeah, she won. Did she win an Oscar for this? Let's find out real quick. Let's see. Yeah, Best Actress in Leading Role, Julia Roberts in 2000. Aaron Brockovich, she won the Oscar. This is a great movie. It says I think it's on right here. It says on Stars. So if you have Stars on Prime, it is available. So I do. So I will be watching that. And yeah. So maybe I don't know. There's another movie I'd put in on the Google search. I'd put in like, hey, what movies can you watch for Mother's Day and whatnot? And this one came up a lot. Mrs. Doubtfire. I didn't even think about that. Mrs. Doubtfire, 1993, PG-13. No, just playing. I think it's funny that Mrs. Doubtfire was on the list like a lot of times for Mother's Day, which I was kind of like, whoa, that's I didn't even thought about that. But as we're trucking along today's episode, so tomorrow, Dia de la Madre, and I do have a photo here or do I not? Yes, I think. Oh no, I can't. It's not. I got the wrong photo. It's not gonna work. Anyways, but yes, tomorrow is Dia de la Madres in Mexico. It was a run. It was a run by Fruitin. Help us on the way, dear. Help us on the way. Mrs. Doubtfire. It's a classic. If you haven't seen it, like I like those kind of movies. It's weird because Mrs. Doubtfire is shot so well, and the cinematography and the way the story is told, it's actually a beautiful story. And also for I'll talk about Mrs. Doubtfire for my Manic Mondayz, because like it's about a family of divorce, and I'm from a family of divorce, so it's really cool to kind of like get to see like a different aspect of this, or to get to see someone else's, like, you're not the only one. What I'm trying to say is you're not the only one that's going through it, and when you see stuff like this, especially I watched this, when was it? I think in July of 2020, and I was I have a recording of myself crying watching this movie, because you hear the fighting scene, right, with the Robin Williams and the Susan Sarandon character, and is it yeah, it is Susan Sarandon, right? That is her, right? No, Sally Field. Sorry, Sally Field. My bad. And you see them, they argue, and then like I was like, oh wow, you see that, so you get to see, like, it kind of brought me back a little bit. I don't know if it's a nostalgia thing, but but it's like, hey, it's like, it's okay. There's there's other people that go through this too, so it's a shared experience, in other words. But this is also a great movie. It's funny. Pierce Brosnan's in it. He's the handsome Brit gentleman. So it's overall it's a great movie. So Mrs. Doubtfire, give it a shot. I wonder what is it on right now? Is it on? It's streaming anywhere? It's on Freeform. If you go to freeform.go.com, it's on there right now. I'm probably gonna have to sign up or something. Every week we sign up for something different, right? It's like, you want to watch something, but all right. So we're moving along. So that's where I was coming to mental health part of my show, because we had a little party this weekend. It was pretty fun, and it was a great time. And I actually thought one thing a lot of things stuck out, but one thing was cool was I have the record player, and a cousin of mine kept the records going. So I have like a few records there, and he was finding the ones. The guy, I think All the Right Moves soundtrack, because it's Tom Cruise is on the cover, and I got it, and he was putting it on, and he kept putting, like, changing the records and playing music. So it was like an old school, like, people that were inside, because it was hot, but we had a little pool outside. But people that were inside were listening to the music that he was playing, like some jazz, Explosions in the Sky, or whatever. I have like some soundtracks. I had Sam Kinison, but he didn't play that. but he was playing it, but it was cool because I kept seeing him float. But I thought it was nice, like, you just have a record playing in the background while people are hanging out and talking, which is such a great thing. So trying to see where are we at? Here we go. What my Manic Media, because I'm trying to find a new one. I'm gonna try something out. I haven't done this. I've done a little bit of it, but for my Manic Media, I was thinking of doing an audiobook. Haven't done it yet. Don't know much about. I mean, I don't mind them. I think it's a lot of people talk about. I get a lot of recommendations like, oh, you need to get on an audiobook and just listen to it. It's like telling a story, and I kind of think I already do this. Like, if you listen to like Steve Gray's like stories, I listen to not just his stuff, but also listen to like other people on YouTube, and they're just storytelling. I'm really big into the cryptos, and not the currency, like the actual, like, what is it called, like the skinwalkers and stuff like that. Like, they have a lot of stories like that. Bigfoot stories are cool. I always like Bigfoot, Loch Ness monsters, like just like creature stories, creature features. I just like listening to those, but I have never actually listened to like a whole book, an audiobook. So I'm thinking about getting an audiobook. So, because I do need to read this week. My goal is I'm going to read, a buddy of mine reached out to me 2 months ago and said, hey, can you read this book that I wrote and tell me, he's I don't know, just tell me to read it. And I was like, sure. I've been trying to get into it, but I've been so busy. I actually need to carve out time. And like the quote from earlier that Mr. Smithson had wrote, or to say my favorite quote right here. He says, to get what you want, you need to know what you have to give up. I'm trying to figure out where can I fit this in, because I have a lot of things on my plate. But just to sit, I want to read the book, and I've picked at it. I've read the first few chapters, and I'm kind of like, all right, I really want to sit down and just like just devour this book. So this week I'm gonna dedicate my time to that. And also I have a video about to finish for The Good Soup Live. Two episodes ago, I had Bill Balsa on from The Good Soup Live, and the podcast shot in Leonardo, New Jersey, from the Smod Castle. His show, he reached out to me for an intro video, and I got that thing almost done. So it's all mid-May, and we're about to hit mid-May, so I'm excited to see what he thinks about it. But yeah, so I've got a few projects always on hand, so I'm trying to figure out when can I listen to an audiobook. So I feel like if you're listening to an audiobook, it's like the same as reading. You have to put time into it, so you have to remember what someone else read or whatever you're consuming information. But reading, I like reading, but just it takes a while. Like sit down and like read for an hour a day. It's not hard, but it does take time. So I remember when I was younger, when I was 28, that's when I started doing that a lot. 29, like I used to pick at books when I was younger, but as I got older, like that. I remember just being that age, 28, being like, all right, I'm gonna just sit down and read the book from start to finish. And I wake up in the morning and read for an hour, and then just go on my day, start my day. But I would force myself to do that, and that's why that's what helped me get back into school. And when I got back into school, like I was already my brain was already ready to read, and it wasn't like I just started classes like out of nowhere. I'd been always like educating myself little by little. But I never thought about audiobooks before. So as my medium, I'm gonna try to do an audiobook, and I'm gonna try to read a book at the same time. So let's see how. I know I'm gonna get the audiobook done quicker, but try to see if I can carve out some space for my friend's book, because I really want to get it done, and I think I can get it done in a week. I kind of made a little like a chart to how to break it down and how to watch it. But also I'm missing basketball. I'm completely missing basketball. Playoffs are going on right now. I haven't seen any games. The new basketball is just kind of weird for me. It's different, but not to say that was one of my outlets, how I used to like unwind, and I used to go play just shoot hoops all the time, and and I haven't done it in 2 years, and we're going on like 2.5 now. I haven't touched a basketball, but I've shot like maybe once or twice. I know I just kind of joked around with the basketball. I haven't really played, but I want to get back into it, so see if I can carve out some time for that, just these like twice a week, just get in there by myself, shoot some. That's like my time, it's also a craft I get to work on, and I get to focus on, and as I get older, it gets more of a challenge, and as I get challenged more and more, I really want to like challenge myself and get myself better, and it just doesn't mean anything. It's not like I'm gonna do anything with it, but I enjoy. I just remember being a kid and going to basketball summer camps and learning all these drills, and as an adult, like we're just learning to go back in doing those drills again, and my muscles aren't what they used to be. I'm not as quick, or I'm not as recovered, so it's good. I try to modify it, but it's like it's always just fun just shooting hoops. I'm a hooper. I'm a shooter. And that being said, we'll segue to another part of my show, because the reason I wanted to bring up Les Brown on that aim for the moon, you hit the stars, because last week when we had Terry Jarrell, we had him on the show, and he's doing his movie Harlow's Haunt. And wait, got a comment. Who's that, Sean? What'd you say? Self-education can sometimes be better than taught education. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think when you learn on your own, because like it's like common sense, certain things, but it's also common knowledge. But if we all don't have the same processing ways of learning, then like we have to figure it out. But once you figure out your way of learning, it might not work for anybody else, and it might look unorthodox, or it might not make sense to other people, but doesn't mean it doesn't work. So you just keep doing what you're doing. One of my quotes I love saying is, just because you can't see me doing, just because you don't think I'm doing something doesn't mean I'm not doing anything. Just because you can't see me doing something doesn't mean I'm not doing something. And I guess that's just from like a traditional sense of my family being like old school, and just, I don't know, if you don't work outside, then you're not working, or something like that. I don't know. It's like, it's this word things that I just wander in my head, but also like conversations I've had. So, I like working and finding things. I like this. I like the shows. I like everything. I love the Indie Escape. It's great. And like Sean, thanks for hanging out with me tonight, man. It's cool because look at what Brandon just posted right before I started the show. And this is what I love about like the people I'm like in my network right now, my umbrella. Look at this thing. An Andy Warhol quote: "Don't think about making art. Just get it done. Let everyone else decide if it's good or bad, whether they love it or hate it. While they're deciding, make even more art." Andy Warhol. I'm like, that's amazing. That's all. That's what I think. Like, yeah, like shooters shoot, painters paint, writers write, directors direct. All that's good stuff. Like, and this is like a great this is beautiful. I mean, like if you're on the tiptoe verge of like, do I write a movie, or do I I paint, but I don't know if I'm good enough to sell my art, or like, just do it. Just try it out, figure it out, see how it works. And that's what I love, man. Brandon's constantly posting like motivational stuff, and like, if you're raised around an environment that's always negative, always putting you down, always talking bad about you, always doing like things like that, like it sucks. But what happens is, after a while, you don't want to believe a lot of that stuff, because it's, yourself. But then when you start being around people that are positive and energetic and have good things to say, it starts building up in you. So I'm always grateful for Brandon E. Brooks. He's always a great pleasure, and then he's always a delight to talk to. And every time you talk to him, like on a show or just in general, if a message to him, he's got like a great just a great structure, very professional. He understands. So I'm learning from the guy. So in other words, so if you see me up and coming, it's because the good old Brandon E. Brooks. But this is a great quote, and like what Mr. Smithson says here, your brain has that aha moment versus being confused by being taught by someone that learned it differently than you. Yeah. So exactly. I mean, the standardized testing thing is one thing where everyone says like, oh, they have like, shows a picture of like a tree, and it's like has like a monkey, an elephant, a snake, and all that. And I'm like, well, we're all kind of like need to be on the same page. But yeah, we all learn different. But as long as we kind of try to, I guess, communicate is the main thing. That's what I'm about. So as long as you can communicate with people, and you have a way of getting your knowledge out, or just not knowledge, just getting your what we need. If we work together, communicate. But that being said, like, create art. So last week I let's see, where was I saying? Oh, last week I kind of did a little bit of flex moves. I didn't mean to, but the stars that I went to go see at Texas Frightmare, which I just need to post those videos, but I haven't done it yet. I didn't save that like budget, so you have a set amount of money that I know I'm gonna spend there, because it's kind of like that's you go for the conventions. They're awesome. And so what was I gonna say? Oh, so I went to go see the Monster Squad to hang out with them and Robert Englund, which I knew Robert Englund was gonna be like hard, like it's a challenge. There's no way you're gonna be able to beat the Fred heads, that's so to speak. There's people who get in line and they don't leave, and you're gonna wait. And so I was in line from like 7:40 in the morning, and I was there till about almost 3 o'clock, and because I was waiting for the ride, and I was like, so I was number 33 in line, which is not bad, so great number, but it takes a while to get to 33 people, and then they have VIP, so it was probably that just once they opened, because what happened was he didn't start when he was supposed to start. Something happened, and it was delayed. So I was like, there's just no way. And when I was waiting there, I was like, I'm so close, but yet like it hasn't started yet. Like I missed the Monster Squad photos, so I kind of like just was like, oh man. But that being said, I didn't get the Robert Englund one. I did get the signatures, but I didn't get like the group photo for Monster Squad. So if they have them again, I'm gonna line up. But that being said, I did some flex moves. So because I had a little bit of money left, and for Terry's movie, Harlow's Haunt, I went and I did the Indiegogo, and I purchased one of the executive perks. Where was it at? Right here. Yes, one of my contribution ID is number 4. And I did the exposure to a limited special. And this is cool because not only do I get a lot of things for like shout outs, but in the movie Harlow's Haunt, you will have, it says here, exposure. Have you ever wanted to see your business, band, product, or logo get timeless exposure in a movie? Well, here you go. Have a character wear your logo t-shirt or see your product shown as a set dressing and get ton of shout outs on social medias where we interact. Also, have you ever have your website links added to Harlow's Haunt and Black Dog's film website? I said, this is an opportunity I can't pass up on. I believe in this filmmaker. I believe in Terry. So I went and I got that. And it was just kind of like, I felt like, I could go just save it. But I was like, this he's going on. He came on my show, and I mean, we had an interview with him. He's doing it. Like he's going through it. I'm like, dude, go for it. And I believe in him, and I believe in the team. But also, the reason I pulled the trigger on that is because at Texas Frightmare, I got to hang out with John Dugan, and he's gonna play Harlow Greer in Harlow's Haunt. He's the guy. But I'm hanging out with Dugan. That really because not only I've saw him, I've traveled with him like 4 or 5 times on the network, and that was the first time I got to meet him. But getting to hang out with him, getting to have a few drinks with him, getting to chill with him, that was the tip. That was like, I was like, oh man, if anything I can contribute for these guys, this is what I want. I want to help them out any way I can. So my Manic movies, my Manic Mondays, was somehow going to be in Harlow's Haunt. I don't know yet, but it'll be there. But I enjoyed that, and that I just wanted to. That was cool. Like getting to meet him, getting to talk to him, and having a conversation with John Dugan's great because he's no bullshit guy. You just I don't care about that. Nah, we don't. It's like you don't have to worry what you think because he doesn't care what he's thinking. Like he's not trying to offend or anything. And also, I do got to say that he like his walks of life. He's only crossed like a certain person like myself a few times, and he knows it. So we had a conversation about something, but anyways. But he was able to like. No, I was like, dude, this guy knows the kind of person I am. It's cool. Like he really likes me for like me, but he was talking directly at me, which is cool. So I was like, dude, Dugan's the shit, man. Let's say Andre and Ryan used to be regulars. I know. I found out. You told me. I was like, this whole time. See, gotta do your research. I did a little bit. I'll be hanging out with Terry and Dugan on the set next Thursday. Can't wait. Staying overnight with Joe Ridgely, sir. Are you trying to drink with Dugan? Is that what you're trying to do, sir? This is not. It's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be bad. Drinking with Dugan. That's awesome, though, man. Just cool. You guys are gonna be there. Show off. I know, right? He's gonna be hanging out. That's gonna be cool. I mean, it's in Florida. It's Joe's not far from there. It's cool. See, that's what I love about the Escape. The family. We're all just here to support each other. We're creatives unite. And that being said, I mean, I'm 32 minutes. Thanks, guys. I was only planning about do 15, 20 minutes, but we're still trucking along. But so I did Harlow's Haunt, and yeah, so my Triple M will be on somehow. We'll figure it out. I don't know. Terry reached out to me, but like it's a something to just be part of that. I get there's an opportunity for someone to be part of, offering like space for you to be in their universe, in their world, and I'm cool with that. Even if it's just a contribution and a high five and a what's up, I'm cool with that. That does not bother me. I invented drinking with Dugan. Oh, whoa. Dugan's he's not a very big guy, but you're gonna put him down, man. But Joe, we'll see. I admit this. So cool, man. These guys, hey, good old friends here, and people gonna watch and they're watching this in the future. This is what we're all about. We just kind of hang out. The other day, I got a new equipment, and I needed to shoot it out real quick. I messaged Joe. Joe was like, "Let's get on." Checked out my equipment, worked out. That was it. I thought that was so cool. I didn't have to bother anybody else just because he was willing to help me out. But that being said, so I did the Harlow's Haunt. That was number 4 on the contribution. So last week we also had. So that was 2 weeks ago. We had Crowd the Fun for Harlow's Haunt. Last week, Gabe and I did a Crowd the Fun episode, and it was awesome. Like, I don't know how to explain the chemistry that we had on the show. Gabe was perfect. He was coming in nice, and the way it was his birthday the day before. So happy belated birthday, Gabe! Gabe's birthday was last week. Had a Gabe. We should have a Gabe party next time. We'll do it. Whoop! It's still his birthday month, so we can still do it. But we had where was I going with this? All right, sorry. So we had Cindy Sanabria. She was on the show, and she was promoting. They're doing her Indiegogo already closed out, but she was but they hit their mark, and she was for Horror Able, and it's a documentary about people in the disabled people in the horror industry, and how they're kind of typecast, and she was kind of showing her light on the subject, and she was a blast. Like, I was like, man, we could probably talk to her for like 4 hours, because even after the show, we were in the green room, us three, and we were just talking. And I was like, wow, like we hit it off, But there was a little clip I wanted to show. Let's see, we got a comment here. Yes, you got new. Yeah, thank you. Yes, Joe. Like Joe is saying, now I'm mobile. I will be everywhere There's Wi-Fi. I'll be able to do more now, but yeah. Yes, yeah, it was a great episode, Joe. Like, it was awesome, and then even Joe set us up for it. Joe, I just showed up. Joe sets all this stuff. Joe has like a full-time job on top of a full-time job, and then he does this, and so I have a full-time job on top of a full-time job too. So we get along, But he's constantly making it go. So I'm just following his. I'm on his coattails, everybody. So, but he set it up, and we got to interview Cindy, and man, she was great. And I also, like I said, that was, to me, Robert England's, I didn't realize, a little pricey. So, but I was able to get it be a contributor for her campaign for Horror Able. And one thing I liked about the Horror Able campaign, let me get it up, let me pull it up real quick. There it is, Horror Able, is one thing you would get with a contribution, because it's not a credit or anything like that. It's just like an investment thing. But yeah, they hit their mark. It's already closed out. But one of the perks here is you get a special thanks, first look at the digital teaser, digital poster, thank you. But you also get a William Crane personalized vid. And William Crane is, I have another side. I don't have another side. He created Blackula. So, from the 70s. So I love like filmmakers from any type of any walks of life, anywhere, just as long as you've created a film. And he made movies, like, and he was a TV show creator, and then he went to movies, and then he went back to doing TV. So it's pretty cool to kind of get like, if I could get the video, it'd be awesome to like, no, I don't, it is what it is. If I get it, cool. If not, I'm like, I know I'm gonna get it, but it's just awesome. Like, I'm gonna get excited. Like, it's cool to get some advice from the people that are in the world that I'm in. How do I step up? How do I advance? How do I go and you hang out with people online. You make great people. You make great connections. Have a good time, and just appreciate the arts. But and as I'm saying, those I wasn't trying to do them live and like, I need to show off a flex. But I was like, it is what it is. I was like, dude, I really support these causes. But Horror Able for where I have it. Where are you at? Yeah, it's almost the whole, I guess you called it an experimental documentary. But Cindy was a great host to have on as a guest, and as Gabe and I hosted her. But 38 minutes. Show's running a little bit. I think I've hit everything I wanted to hit. But yeah, those are two great episodes. If you want to go back and watch those, at the Indie Escape, Crowd the Fun. We'll be having more of those shows coming up. Any creatives, you don't just have to be a filmmaker, if you're into music, if you're into art. Also, look at I posted this the other day, but Scott Meany, he posted some music on the YouTube. So if you check out Scott Meany, I did his song A Human in Progress. Had me create this. Kind of just listening to it over and over and over and over, and it just how my emotional system in my mind. But yeah, I don't want to. That's also, it's a dry erase board, but I don't want to erase it yet. I want to hang out with it for a little bit longer. I've already taken my photos. But I don't know. It was such a cool little mind workout for me. Like, I don't only have I only have a few minutes a day to like work on certain things, and or like hours. So I want to like use some stuff for workout, even though I know I can't work on somebody's project, or I can't do something. I at least want to get something going. Because sometimes I just wake up, get a workout, and do whatever I have to do, and then I have like 30 minutes, 40 minutes before I have to get to work. Don't really feel like it's enough time for me to get started on pick up something I've started, but I do want to get a mental workout in. So doing that's pretty cool. Those are pretty good workouts. What else? But yeah, I mean, the network's great. I love it. I'm gonna keep talking about that. Just repeating myself. But let's see. Yeah. So if you want to aim for the moon, because you'll land amongst the stars, and you'll be able to one day, maybe I'll have a photo of my monsters like this. I gotta create my version of the monsters, and I like how I got the little bit of stories behind how the characters were, or the days of shooting were, and whatnot. But I think I'm out. I'm out of conversation. I am actually the Batman. We're also gonna talk about that this week. We've been having a little setbacks for the live shows of Side by Side, but we're finally gonna get to the Batman and Batman Forever. So that'll be coming up this Thursday at 8 p.m. But yeah, I think I'm ready to talk about these movies. I've watched the Batman so many times. It's such a great movie. I love it. Well, hear my thoughts about it. It's a long movie, but it's worth the watch. But tonight, if I wasn't watching Aaron Brockovich, I totally would watch the Batman again. It's a good. I don't know. I'm hooked on it right now. Just like the Human in Progress by Scott Meany. I love that song. I love the words are me. So listening to it is fun and awesome. But we are out. Let's see. Yep, I got everything here. Basically hit what I had to hit. Talked about what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I got it. Not bad, huh? Oh, well, one thing. That was the reason I did miss one thing. All my View Askew friends got to hang out at the stash this weekend, and I would have been there if it wasn't for the party. But that was my priority, and I'm had a great weekend. I'm happy it happened. But yeah, I saw the photos. Everybody was there hanging out. I was like, I want to be there so bad. I want to hang out in Jersey. The only guy I want to go to Jersey, I guess, right now. I would love to be there. You take care, brother, and see you next week. Yeah, thanks, Sean. Thanks for hanging out with me, man. It wasn't that lonely tonight, but you're always around. That's cool, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, no, I wanted to go to the stash this weekend. They had the 25th year anniversary for Clerks, and everybody was there, and man, but it is what it is. But the next time they have an event, I'll try to make it. Trying to make as many of those as I can, because it's a cool thing that to be a part of. I'm kind of the newbie in it, some of the rookie and all this, so I know where I stand. But if I could have gone and hung out with some people at the Secret Stash this weekend, it would have been awesome. But like I said, priorities, family first. That's what he says. Meany has a YouTube channel with his music, and damn, he's good. Yeah, very talented, very very talented. And I talked to him, and I don't want to say our conversations, but when I talked to him about something, he's like nonchalantly like, yeah, I made that 10 years ago. It's meh. I was like, what? I'm like eat it up. Yeah, a lot of his music's like I like a lot of his. I think it's 1976. Is what it says. Music by 1976. So if anybody gets a chance, if you listen to this, go to YouTube, look up Scott Meany, and listen to his music. It's amazing. He also has his Puppet Apocalypse on there, so check out him and Scott Biafo and see their movies that they made. But I'm gonna keep writing this to 45 minutes. We're gonna go 90 more seconds. Let's go. Let's do this, because I have this for me. I think I can make this photo get here in time by the time that I get off at the 45 mark, because I have this bowl waiting for me of hotness. Not hotness. I don't really mind eating cold food, but I don't. I like hot food, but I don't really want to burn my mouth. But this is what I have. Watch this. This is amazing. Got 1 minute to show you. This will upload in less than a minute. What else do I want to show for this camera of mine? Let's see. Jason Buterin and his funny quotes. His funny memes are hilarious. But check it out. Boom! Got spaghetti waiting for me. Like a homemade spaghetti sauce. Just noodles aren't homemade, but everything else is homemade. Even the meat. Made it myself. No. But that's good. I can't wait. Oof. I love getting back to cooking. It's been a lot of eating out or eating fancy or whatever, because we've kind of haven't had time, been busy. But now I'm gonna get back to cooking at home. I want to cook more meals. I want to do more. I mean, I didn't cook for like 2 weeks. It's bothering me. Not to just kind of eat it. I know, right, Sean? Spaghetti. All right, 13 seconds, everybody. We're gonna say bye-bye. Thank you for everybody that hung out. Thank you for Sean. Thank you for Joe. Thanks for everybody's coming by. It's my Manic Mondayz. We'll see who our guest for next week's gonna be. Doing reaching out. I'm trying to reach out for the next 3 weeks. Oh, we got 45 already. I'll see y'all later.